Work comp developed in the latter part of the 19th century in Germany, as Germany was witnessing manufacturing development and creativity. Same was taking place in the United States shortly thereafter.
Well, I don't think people realize that when the IABC was formed in 1914, how completely revolutionary workers' compensation was. It was the first form of social insurance in the United States, predating Social Security by decades.
So the system was essentially a trade. Limitations in liability theories and defenses, capped and limited damages, simplified burdens of proof, administrative proceedings as opposed to jury trials. In an environment where work was changing.
The association existed to get people together, the CEOs and upper management of these fledgling work comp administrative agencies, industrial commissions they usually call them, to get together to try to figure out how to make this new system work.
With anything brand new, it's very important for the folks who are going to be involved in it to pull together and create a collaborative effort to build the tide, if you will, and take it across the country.
The IAA has provided that platform for public policy, conversation, discussion, intellectual thought throughout really the history of workers' compensation in the United States.
Because it's been able to connect the jurisdictions, it's been able to provide the networking opportunities, an invaluable resource in terms of research and whatever the current contemporary issues are, has continued to make the IAIABC relevant for the last 100 years.
The people that came to the IABC event were there for what I considered the right reasons. You know, there's a social aspect to it, but it's the knowledge that you gain.
Workers' compensation is a very unique form of insurance, and there isn't any place else you can go to learn about workers' compensation.
One of the biggest things that the IAIABC has provided to me is just the network of people who I know are facing many of the same challenges that I am in terms of working with tight budgets and changing laws and other dynamics in the workers' compensation industry.
You can take what they have and you can integrate it within your system to the extent that you're able to do that.
You've got the regulatory, the associate members together. You really work on issues, you can dig down into them, create solutions that are relevant for the industry.
Being able to adopt a standard that they've created has been able to let us transition from an earlier standard that we came up with about 20 some years ago, but it wasn't as in-depth as the information that we get now.
Unlike many organizations, networking through the IAIABC, the conversation inevitably is about workers' compensation, and that truly is invaluable.
And the IA is, again, the one meeting spot where people can explore those differences and try to work best practice out of those shared experiences.
The quality of the people that you associate with and are able to network with has been a tremendous benefit. And that's the personal level.
Well, I've done this my entire career. This is all I've ever done is workers' compensation. So over the years, you become very close to these people.
I've been in this world for about 2 decades now, and many of those folks I met almost that long ago, I still maintain close relationships with.
The number of relationships that I have built through the IABC is absolutely outstanding. I have a whole group of resources that I can call about any issue that I might be thinking about.
I've been able to pick up the phone and make 3 or 4 phone calls and get 12 examples of other rules that are out there, talk to people about the pitfalls they've encountered, the solutions they've produced.
I think it's the go-to organization for what's going on anywhere in workers' compensation.
There are so many things that occur and they come in and they're fads and they change, and the fact that you have an organization that is still relevant 100 years later and has the broad membership base that it does, it makes it that much more special, and you can rely on the information that's coming from that organization.
You know, probably the greatest lesson ever learned is you never stop learning in this business because it is constantly evolving.
If people in other workers' compensation systems see that the IABC is a well-run organization that's producing good things, that's bringing about new ideas, sharing information, helping to educate its membership, bringing about positive change in workers' compensation, it'll attract an international audience.
We need to be the central repository of what's going on in workers' comp across the board.
Well, I'd like the IA to continue its edge. I'd like for it to maintain its political integrity as a neutral player.
I would urge people to get involved early. It's a great organization. Don't feel as though you're not ready to go from day one, because in the position that you have, you really can step right in and become a leader within the organization.
Really use the networking opportunities that we have and really use the knowledge to make a difference and to keep us all growing.
Get involved. Get involved in the associations, and not just by attending the conventions, but assume a leadership role, because it will help you grow both personally and professionally.
For me to be able to look back at the past, at where we've come from, how far we've come, where we are today, the challenges we face today, and then where we're going to be in the future and how we're going to meet those challenges and meet the next group of challenges that are still out there, is really a great opportunity for us to reflect and to also look forward.
One of our major goals here is that we want to make the workers' compensation systems the best that they can be, wherever it may be.